Hello, guys. I'm going to explain to you how to love yourself, how to connect with your own heart. And this is super important in a lot of ways. It's healing and it's good feeling, and it's actually what we are mostly looking for in this life. So, this world, in a lot of ways, has become very toxic, and the reason is because a lot of people have their heart chakra closed. Now, as you deal with them, you're going to get disappointed. So, over time, you start to close your heart chakra. And the love that we seek, we can never find on the outside, because we always going to get disappointed because it never has this pureness of complete emptiness and love. It's always conditional, even if it's your kids or the kids to you, you to the kids, and or family members or partner or anyone else in life. And so there's always going to be this kind of disappointment, and so you never actually really feel fulfilled in life. And this is something that we want to completely get rid of, this kind of like the idea of not fulfillment, the impossibility of something being fulfilled. The first thing that you need to master is being in the now. Like Eckhart Tolle Muji says, it's basically the emptiness of thought. Okay? That's the first thing that you need to master. You need to understand that you're not your thoughts. So you're just aware of the present moment. And then you have to understand that the heart chakra, because everything that you feel is felt through the body. Your true self, or you could say the unbound self, doesn't have feelings. It's literally the body that's giving you the feelings. And there is a subtle connection. I call the heart like a prism. Prisma. Not a prism. I think it's called prisma in English. It's basically dense light spreads into this panoramic kind of rainbow of colors. And the way to access that is by realizing that since your birth, because your heart desire has never been fulfilled, cannot be fulfilled from the outside, and thereby, because you've been seeking it on the outside, it has shrunk in its capacity. And what you want to do is you want to do nadi breathing. I call this nadi breathing. It's basically you are breathing between the self, you could say. It's going to sound awkward in the beginning, but you're breathing between the self, the heart chakra, and the heart. So you're kind of like, what you can start with is breathing from the heart chakra to the heart, back and forth. So you go like, but you can do it very subtly, but you do that in absolute silence. And you become ever more aware of this connection. And the more you become aware of this connection, absolute silence, the more you are actually releasing the ignorance that you've had before to the heart frequency, to the heart chakra. And thereby you're reestablishing a pure connection, and thereby you are actually starting to become independent of outside love. So you're starting to basically reset your self-love in a very spiritual, high frequency way. And thereby you can feel the absolute freedom from a society, from a toxicity, from a false projection on what reality should be. So you're basically falling in love with the self heart, thereby not needing anything anymore from the outside. And that emanates to all actions, all thoughts, all emotions, the whole body, your health, everything. It doesn't, there's no place which it doesn't touch, because that is exactly what we are seeking all the time. You're literally, in this life, you're seeking love all the time, even unconsciously. That's what you want. When you're in work, you want to feel the acceptance. When you are with your family, you want to feel the acceptance, the love. When you are, whatever you're doing, you're always seeking love. When you're eating, you're seeking love. And you can have your own heart chakra, heart connection with the self, where there's no blockage in between, there's no trauma in between, and nobody has control over that except you. And that will release you also from going into actions which try to appease and appeal to a toxic society. I give you a very simple example. A lot of women nowadays are very toxic in their behavior, especially younger women, with their OnlyFans and their arrogance and everything. So men have a huge trouble finding adequate, girlfriends. And what happens is that men then try to come together on projected ideas of what masculinity is, for example, Andrew Tate style, and then they start to overwork, overcompensate, get too much muscle, do crazy amounts of things in order to get into competition, in order then to get the love, but they never get the love. That's the thing. For example, Andrew Tate never gets any love except from his brother. Probably not even fully there. It's always conditional. Everything is always conditional in the 3D Maya world. So basically, he never gets really fulfilled, no matter how much energy he puts into his masculinity. I'm giving that just as an example. And a lot of young men are trying to do the same, and they're trying to get the female to give them the female energy. But the problem is, the women aren't that anymore anyway. So even if you got all the muscle, even if you got all the, benefits, whatever, she's still not going to give you what you want. She's not going to give you the traditional kind of like woman at home kind of vibes. And not only that, even if she were from a country that is culturally aligned to that, it's never fully going to fulfill you. This is just one example of many, many, many how society conditions you to do certain things which are not even good for you. You start, eating bad, you start, stressing the body too much, all of this stuff. So by replacing the toxic projection of society of what you should be doing in order to get love, you are starting to access the love directly. That's basically what I'm trying to say.